Hey guys, this is Ariel Siegelman with the DRACO Group. I want to talk to you a little bit today about the conversation that's going on regarding arming teachers. So, first of all, it's important to recognize why this conversation even has begun. So this is how it happened. The general population has finally come to the conclusion that the best way to save lives during a critical event, like an active killer event like we saw in Florida last week, is to shorten response times. Right? So shorten response times, and that means that you will save lives. Fact. Now, it's also a fact that if the responders, or if somebody within the environment can respond offensively to stop that attacker, you will greatly reduce response times, because the responders, if they have to come from outside of the community, as fast as they can come, they can't be there as fast as you are already there. Does that make sense? If you're there already, you're going to be there to do something before the other guys get there. So that's how the concept even got started. Why arm teachers is now a big question. What? Arm teachers? Oh my God. So now my question is, why not arm teachers? So there are three arguments that I have heard over and over again about why not to arm teachers. So let's write these on the board. Number one, teachers are incapable of learning the skills that it takes to respond to a violent attack. Okay, so number one is they're incapable. Now, just like I think that it would be very dangerous to say that any religious group or to discriminate against any race or any other kind of people, I also think that it would be inappropriate to discriminate against any group of people according to their chosen profession. So to say that teachers are incapable is like, it just doesn't make sense. There are many different kinds of people who become teachers. I have personally worked with schools where they discovered that one of their teachers was a former Army Ranger and had served on like 8 deployments to Afghanistan and Iraq in wartime, and I find it hard to believe that that guy's incapable. I think he's quite capable, and I think that each school probably has a number of people who are capable of getting training. So that to me is a ridiculous argument. Some teachers are capable. Nobody's talking about handing guns to everybody. Some people are capable of getting training, even if they've chosen to be a teacher. Number two, the second argument is not that they're incapable, but that they shouldn't have to do this. That there are professionals out there, and that these professionals, it's their job, it's the police job to come and to save the day. So, should not do. Right? They should not have to do this. Now, I agree. We should all be able to sit around and sing songs, and hold hands and like pick flowers, and the world would be wonderful like that. But it's just not like that. So I think that we've seen two things about this concept of teachers should not have to do this. Yes, they should not have to do this. Nobody should have to do this. However, there are professionals. The professionals are not always trained on the highest level that we would like to see, and we've seen that in Broward County. We saw that guys drop the ball, and so sometimes the professionals aren't trained to a professional standard. And number two, even if the guys who are coming are the absolute greatest professionals in the world, there is an increment of time that it takes them to get to where the attack is happening, and in that increment of time, if there is someone who is trained and capable of dealing with this threat, then lives will be saved. They can fill the gap of the time that it takes law enforcement to arrive. So they shouldn't have to do it, but somebody's got to do it. Now, number 3 is liability. Okay, so liability is a big issue. You see, the question here is not, people are asking the wrong question. Let me put it that way. People are asking the wrong question. People are asking, should teachers have guns? Should teachers not have guns? It's not about teachers, guys. It's about human beings. So it's not about guns either. It's about human beings. And so let me ask the question differently, and I think this is a better question. Does a well-trained, armed individual have the capability of ending a violent attack faster? And I hope that you can all agree that yes, absolutely. And now the question is, are there teachers that are capable of getting that kind of training? Without a doubt. We've done it, we've seen it, it is proven. Without a doubt, there are people who are capable. Now, the question then becomes, what is the right kind of training? And how do you sustain that training? And also, how do you choose the right people? Because again, we're not talking about handing guns out to all the teachers. What we're talking about is professionally identifying capable human beings who may happen to be teachers or groundskeepers or PE instructors or whatever else who work within the school. And you know what? Maybe they're also just hired people to only do this job, but they have to be physically capable, mentally capable, psychologically capable, and then they have to be trained. But if they are not physically, mentally, and psychologically capable, they should not have any access to a weapon, and they should not go through the training. But those people who do have that capability should go through the training. And I'm sorry I maybe sound like I'm saying it over and over again, but guys, I feel like today in America, it has to be said over and over again, because the stuff that I'm seeing in the news blows my mind. So that's what we got for you today, guys. 3 arguments. If you have a professional system and a professional standard of grading people, and you only allow them to have arms if they're able to manage that system, liability also goes out the window. In fact, I'd say you have much more liability if you just sit around and do nothing, which is what mostly has been going on in most institutions in this country, and I'm kind of sick of it. Because, listen, it ends with people's lives being over and blood on the ground, and that should make all of us very upset. That's what I got for you today, guys. I want to put out a great thanks to all you people who are our followers, because you know, you guys are the answer. So be the weapon.